Hey, it's Destro7000 here, and as you may have noticed, for about a year now, ever since around May 2018, me and my dad have every week tried to go up at least one tour out on Dartmoor National Park, which is a big area of mountainous countryside not far from where I live, in which there are lots of mini mountains. I guess halfway between a hill and a mountain you might call a tor. And we started going on day trips, just kind of climbing up one or two at first, and then it turned into sort of a weekly thing where we'd started seeing which ones we could get to, and eventually we came up with more of a plan, which was to do as many tours as we could down the western side of Dartmoor, which is probably the easiest to access by all the roads that go around it, and probably the tours that people go up the most, I imagine. And it forms sort of a crescent of many tours down the western side, which colloquially I've named the Western Line, and it's a self-defined thing really. There's not an actual thing called the Western Line that is a defined thing or amount of tours. It's just, for me, everything on the western side of Dartmoor, and I'll show you a map in a minute of which ones they are, and it's got to be a certain amount of distance from the roads that go around the west crescent of Dartmoor, so that it's fairly easy or just about possible to access, like within a day or within a few hours, the tour that you want in the west from the road. And then any that are beyond that I'd say is like it'd take you a lot longer to access. I've just like excluded those from the Western Line and called them Central Dartmoor. So at the moment my Western Line as it stands, the most southern tour is called Black Alder Tour, and I think the most northern tour is called Tor's End. So I'll show you a little map of what that is. So as much as I dislike Google products, one or two that I can't do without at the moment are this one, Google Earth, and Google Maps, which has the Street View function. Those pieces of technology, despite the fact that they're tied up in Google, which I think is kind of an evil mega corporation at the moment, these are still spectacularly useful programs, and you can't deny that the work that's gone into them and the things you can use them for are like something that's really helped us in the world. And so I use this for a lot of map related stuff. Okay, so the other good thing about Google Earth is you can lay down place marks with this button here. You can lay down areas, I think it calls it polygon, and you can lay down paths, and you can drop place marks and icons on the map. So it's my favoured tool for tracking where I've been and where I'm going to go. A lot of these yellow place marks, most of these yellow place marks are tours. So as you can see, there are a lot of them, and the kind of shape where all the place marks is in Devon is Dartmoor National Park. So if I just highlight let's put 3 polygons down, let's turn on 3 polygons rather. So the area in blue, the polygon in blue here, which is sort of translucent with a blue outline, is my Western Line. The polygon in green is stuff I've excluded from my Western Line, which I'm going to call Central Dartmoor. It's more of a column than like a circle in the centre. So if you imagine, I've split Dartmoor into 3 columns. So the green area, the Central Line, covers most of Central Dartmoor from south to north. and on the edge there's this yellow line, and I found out the other day that there are some tours just way out of the edge of where I thought the boundary of Dartmoor National Park in the east was. So there might be some tours just lurking around between the eastern side of Dartmoor and Exeter, which is the nearest city on the eastern side. But we're going to turn off the eastern line with the yellow there, and we're going to turn off the central line with the green there, because this is our line here, the western line. And let's see, how many tours are in the western line? The western line starts in the north here. I'm going to say the starting tour of the western line is Tor's End. So that's the last tour in the north. Then over here we've got number 2, Belston Tour, 3, Higher Tour, 4, Winter Tour, 5, Oak Tour, 6, Scare Tour, 7, Row Tour, 8, an unnamed tiny tour, 9, East Mill Tour, 10, West Mill Tour, 11, Yes Tour, 12, High Will Hayes, which is our most recent tour and the highest in Dartmoor, right there, the tallest. That's not a tour there, but Longstone Hill is there. 13, Blacker Tour, 14, Shellstone Tour, 15, Stenger Tour, 16, the Sowerton Tours. Don't know whether to call that tour, but it's Branscombe's Loaf. Woodcock Hill. 17, Kitty Tour, 18, Gren Tour, 19, Hunt Tour. Great noddings there. 20, Green Tour, 21, Higher Donegoat, 22, Lower Donegoat, 23, Great Links, 24, Little Links, 25, Arms Tour, 26, Brat Tour, 27, Chat Tour, 28, Doe Tour, 29, Sharp Tour, 30, Hare Tour, 31, Tevy Cleave Tours, 32, Gur Tour, 33, Nat Tour, 34, Lynch Tour, 35, Bagger Tour, 36, Brent Tour. There's lots of tiny tours here that I don't know if they're proper tours because they aren't on the map, so they might not be big enough to be classified as proper tours. 37, White Tour, 38, Little White Tour, 39, Settlement, that was kind of like a tour, 40, Boulters Tour, 50, Smearden Down Tour, 60, Great Coombe Tour, 70, Sharp Tour, the third, 71, Cox Tour, 72, Roost Tour, 73, Great Miss Tour, 74, Little Miss Tour, 75, Great Staple Tour, 76, Middle Staple Tour, 77, Over Tour, 78, Feather Tour, 79, Vixen Tour, 80, Heckwood Tour, 81, Pew Tour, 82, King's Tour, 83, Hollow Tour, 84, Rundleston Tour, 85, North Hessery Tour, 86, Foggin Tour, 87, Swell Tour, 88, Fur Tour, 89, Yes Tour, 90, Ingra Tour, 91, South Hessery Tour, 92, Hart Tour, 93, Leiden Tour, 94, Black Tour, 95, Cramber Tour, 96, Sharper Tour, 97 Leather Tor, 98 Down Tor, 99 Coombs Head Tor, 100 Sheep's Tor, 101 Gutter Tor, 102 Leges Tor, 103 Little Trowsworthy Tor, 104 Great Trowsworthy Tor, 105 Hawk's Tor, 106 Collard Tor, and 107 Black Alder Tor. So that's 107 tors with a few hills in between. Some of the hills are actually quite big. Apart from the classification of a tor being like halfway between a hill and a mountain, a tor is, I think, generally classified by a hill that has a granite rock outcrop on top of it, or maybe just the granite rock outcrop itself. So out of the ones I've shown you, we've climbed up maybe half of these, or maybe over half of these now. The little green icons are the tors that we've visited so far, or the hills. The red or orange volcanoes are the tors that we have not yet visited. And around the side you can see there's this blue line here that runs from Oakhampton all the way through several towns and ends up down here at Plymouth City. And that is the road that I'm talking about, the main road that runs along the west side of Dartmoor, basically. That's the one we've mainly been using to walk up to the moors from, or to drive up to the moors from. And these messes of lines here in pink or aqua right now are like possible routes, I guess, that could be used to hike up to tors in future. And the green ones are some routes that we've already done. So these were recent ones down past Oakhampton Camp, like Road Tor and East Mill Tor. And then of course over here in the centre of Dartmoor and the east of Dartmoor, quite a lot of people actually visit the east of Dartmoor. I think there are different kind of towns, and like this is quite near Torquay and Paignton and Buckfastleigh, so a bunch of people do tend to visit the eastern line a lot more than the western line. So I'd say this could be a challenge for you to do. I'm going to try and do as many as I can in the western line, but if any of you think you can do the tors that are in the centre of Dartmoor, I guess that would be the hardest. Or possibly the south of Dartmoor might be the hardest, judging by some of the terrain I've seen. You can see if you can claim all the tors down the central line here, or alternatively, if you're in the towns and villages near the east, I think there's good road access around the east as well. You can try going from Western Beacon in the south up the eastern line. There's lots of interesting tors here actually, like Hay Tor, all the way up to Cosden Beacon in the north, which apparently is boggy. I'm not entirely sure. So that's what we're working on at the moment, and hopefully there'll be some more footage, there'll be some more hikes and things, and there might be a compilation if we get close to doing them all, of all the different tors we've been to. But if you're wondering what the western line is, that's was it the 107 tors down this kind of polygon here, which are nearest the road. Thank you for watching. with a rotor on him.
Maybe it's somebody else's turn.
It's a foul. Are you liking